Hello, Prep, and welcome to a new year. Here are your anchors, Dave Mays
and Sean McGuire. Top story tonight. The Nick Spark joke has officially been killed at around 9 p.m. last night, give or take an hour or 7. The prime suspect is Ramon Sandoval, who's being held with involuntary manslaughter. He was captured in a police raid last night on his Bel Air estate. So did you hear about that new transfer student?
I thought it was Nick Spark.
FBI! You're under arrest for the murder of Nick Spark jokes.
That's a sad story to hear, but you can't spell manslaughter without laughter.
You slay me, David. You slay me.
On a similar note, Annie Dufresne has just escaped from Shawshank Prison, and reports now place him at being a part of the student body. Here's some exclusive footage we've just obtained. Dufresne should be considered extremely dangerous and armed.
You mean armed with good looks and incredible emotional range? I guess not. Well, everyone's a critic. Coming up, new teacher features, Mr. Morris documentary, the man behind the goatee, a report on Friday's recent football success, Mace! And all the news you need to know. But now, a word from our sponsors.
Which brings us to the other reason why we are here. We realize that not everybody can catch a winning touchdown pass, hit the ball.
Now back to the news. And now for our first feature story, a documentary on Mr. Morse, the man, the myth, the goatee. This is part 1 of a new series documenting new staff changes here at Prep over the past few years, which there have been quite a few. We all know that Mr. Morse arrived here at Prep in 2004, just a simple, down-on-his-luck religion teacher, but then quickly rose through the trenches to become Dean of Students, replacing Mr. Morse so they could return to his first true love and passion, teaching basic algebra to children. But what of the man before his arrival at Prep? What of the man behind the legend, behind the myth? The man whose heart is as solid as a rock, impenetrable as steel. Less creatively inclined students here at Prep like to think that he was the original model for Mr. Clean. But we here at Prep News have the real story. We know the real man who rained lightning bolts down from Mount Olympus, who fought wild bears with his bare hands, who single-handedly defeated the Soviet Union. I present you the man, the myth, the goatee, Mr. Morris!
Mr. Morris. In just 2 weeks, he has become one of the central figures of Prep. He started the year off with his now famous "This is not a shoe" PowerPoint, and is noted for his crackdown on the dress code. But he is also responsible for a dramatic decrease in the actual volume of jugs. A quick look at the jug list reveals that jug is indeed in decline. Perhaps this is due to his zeal for his job. Either way, he has become one of the most polarizing members of the administration and has certainly done his job. Mr. Morris was born sometime in the early 19th century in rural Canada, and much of his early childhood has been disputed by laymen and scholars alike. But it is generally agreed that his regenerative powers began to manifest themselves in his early teen years, and that he was raised by wolves. What we do know for certain, though, is that he was plucked out of his feral lifestyle by a secret branch of the Canadian military and used for human testing. His regenerative abilities made him a prime candidate for their Weapon X project, And during this process, adamantium was attached to his skeleton. However, the military deemed this project a failure and left the still young Mr. Morris for dead. But he was not dead. He spent the next century traveling the war, fighting in conflicts such as the Spanish Civil War and World War II. In the mid-'80s, he was hired by American military and Sylvester Stallone to lead a return trip into Vietnam to recover remaining American POWs. And his exploits were chronicled in the film Red Blood Part 2. Following this mission, he became a regular character on the show Walker, Texas Ranger, before coming prep in 2004. In his still short tenure as Dean of Students, Mr. Morris has recorded 17 confirmed kills. What's that? How many untucked shirts? Saints preserve us. Let's go!
So when you're in the locker room, watch out, because you never know where Mr. Morris is going to be next.
Mr. Greenfield, how many times have I told you not to put Mr. Alfieri in that locker?
I certainly found that very
Enlightening.
arousing. I don't have to explain myself to you, or your kind.
In other news, the German exchange just took place this past summer. Participants said it was...
Well, how about another top-breaking story? Keita McRae has just been arrested by the funk police, being charged with a heinous crime of being too funkadelic for the public safety. Just a funk bomb waiting to go off at any moment and explode funk everywhere.
No comment!
In this case, we can truly say Keenan funked himself. Bail is set at $1 billion gazillion dollars.
All right, today we are interviewing 3 new teachers. Mr. Heffernan, Mr. Hurd, and Father Osorno.
Who's that?
Now, yes, I know this is technically Mr. Hurd's second year and also Mr. Heffernan's, but
As bad as when I left last year, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what happened. This job is the worst thing that I've ever had happen. I was fine when I came here. Graduated from Harvard. Everything was great. I get here. My wife's left me. Got no money. I mean, I guess I'm lucky to have the job, but everything was fine before I got it. I don't know. It's fine. It's fine.
No, I don't want to be in a movie. Leave me alone.
Well, I've come back after 2 years in Nigeria, West Africa. I had parish there. They asked me to be alumni chaplain and trying to learn what exactly that would mean, all the way to help people with marriages, deaths, burial, visiting people in the hospital, also trying to help with retreats, etc., but also a guidance counselor for freshmen and some sophomores. So it's a new role. I'm not teaching as such. I'm still trying to get to know everybody.